In a previous video, I demonstrated that the PS TV is the best possible way to play Vita games on a big screen, with the exception of some touch-based controls for certain games being kinda awkward. This video isn't going to contradict that at all, but there are easier methods you can use to get what's on your Vita screen to a much larger display if you don't mind some jank. The one I'll go over today is possibly the easiest solution available: Vita over UVC. For those unfamiliar, UVC refers to devices like webcams that can transmit video signals over USB. Natively, the PlayStation Vita lacks that feature. Plugging them into another computer with a USB cable will either charge the system or have it show up as a media device, depending on the context. Luckily, with the magic of modding, we can fix that oversight. All you need to do to get set up are another computer, some software to receive a UVC signal like OBS, Orion Studio, or Noir, a modded Vita, and then just the Vita UDCD UVC plugin. With the plugin installed, connecting the Vita to your computer with a USB cable will allow it to show up in your software just like any other capture card or webcam. And that's honestly all there is to it. It's extremely simple and easy to set up. For anyone dying to record footage of Vita games or play Vita games on a larger display, that's really all you need. Though I do have some extra suggestions I'd like to make. The first is to download the Mini Vita TV plugin. Doing so will allow your Vita to run similar to a PS TV. That means DualShock 4 connectivity, as well as PS TV specific controller layouts. The only downside is that this won't enable motion controls or the PS TV's controller-based touch input scheme. To at least solve the motion controls issue, I'd recommend DS Motion. It works great on the PS TV and continues to work great here. Once controller issues are squared away, you might also want to consider a solution for audio. UVC connections can't carry an audio signal. As a result, you'll be stuck with audio coming from your Vita while playing. That might be fine for certain setups, but if you want cleaner audio, you might want to consider getting an audio jack to hardwire an audio connection to your computer or a Bluetooth speaker to connect directly to your Vita. Both those additions constitute about the amount of fine-tuning available with a setup like this. There aren't any on-device settings to tweak to change the output. It's literally a matter of plugging your Vita into a computer and you just kind of get what you get. For most games, that's probably going to be fine. The video signal outputs cleanly at a standard 16:9 and 30 to 60 FPS, and looks about as detailed as expected when blown up on a larger display. While viewing the output in Streamlabs with my typical recording setup, I didn't feel the need to make any adjustments to the output while playing Vita games. It all looked fine to me. PS1 games are the kind of one exception that I've found though. Even with Sharp Scale enabled to force PS1 games in Adrenaline to a 4:3 aspect ratio, the image looked fine on the Vita screen, but the video looked stretched on my monitor. In cases like these, the video signal itself just needs to be shaped manually to fit expectations. As long as you can live with that, you'll likely have a decent time. Although, as an extra caveat, do be aware that this isn't a perfect solution meant for turning your Vita into a PS TV style set-top box. This is very much a quick way to record gameplay or play the occasional game on a larger screen for folks who only have a PlayStation Vita. Any slight movement of the USB cable while attached could cause the signal to get dropped. This happened to me a few times while testing, with at least once requiring me to restart my Vita to get everything working again. There's also some signs this might be putting extra wear on my Vita. During testing, in which I jumped between multiple games fairly quickly, admittedly, I ran into a few issues in which a game would start to load, the screen would go black, and my Vita would seemingly crash. I even had at least one instance in which games refused to start altogether until I restarted my Vita. Your mileage may vary, but do know going in that there's some obvious jank involved with a setup like this. But with that in mind, this does seem like a suitable solution for folks who have one game in particular they want to play and aren't quickly jumping between multiple games with their Vita connected. I've yet to have any issues whatsoever while in the middle of playing a game. Still, again, go in with expectations that this isn't perfect. If you want a Vita that can just live connected to an external display, get a PS TV. But yeah, that's the PS Vita over a UVC connection. I could see it being extremely useful for folks who need a quick solution and aren't willing to invest extra to go the PS TV route. If that's you, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I'd especially like to hear from folks using the original OLED Vita. I only have a modded slim model, and I've been wondering if there were any reliability differences between using the proprietary connector versus the micro USB for this use case in particular. I know this plugin's also been around for many years at this point, but I did want to highlight it specifically before my next video, focusing on a much more stable implementation of this same concept, the Vita Dock Plus. If that's of interest to you, make sure to get subscribed and follow Game Data on the various socials shown somewhere on the screen. And then, as always, if you found this video helpful or informative, go ahead and give it a like. If you'd like to see some direct gameplay comparisons between the UVC output, Vita Dock Plus, and PS TV, as well as some extra thoughts I have on these niche setups, be sure to also check out the Game Data Patreon. For as low as $1 per month, you can help support creation of videos like this, while getting access to some extra footage, additional thoughts on various projects, and early access to ad-free versions of videos I post here on YouTube. That's gonna be all for this video though. Thanks y'all for watching. Until next time, catch you later.